Hi, I am Kajer on Two Wheels, and today, finally, the MT-07. So, I'm really excited about this bike, and I will explain why. I'm not going to do the walk around right now. I'm going to do it in a more scenic location, but I will talk about why I'm excited about this bike. Yikes, this is short. Very cool. Even the dash starting up is awesome. Look. How cool is that? Fantastic. So, same system as the 07. And it has a nice rumbling rumble. My ass is rumbling. So first things first, why am I excited about this bike? Because this bike comes and changes everything. So far in Portugal and apparently in the whole of Europe, there are two kinds of bikes being sold: the NC700s and all the others. In Portugal alone, more NC700s are being sold than all the other high CC machines combined. Okay, this one is Yamaha's attempt to change all that. Yeah, this is awesomely weird. Like the MT-07, it feels like I'm sitting on on the front wheel, and the mirrors are all weird for me. I'll fix that later. So, why is this going to break the dominance of the NC700s? Simple. One, price. The NC700 or 750 now costs 7,000 euros. This, with ABS, costs 6.1. That's 900 less for a bike that has roughly the same specs but more power, less weight. Has 30 more horsepower, no, 25 more horsepower ish, and 30 less kilograms. So on that basis alone, it's really hard to fight. It's really hard for the NC700S to actually fight it. The X might not actually be quite a competitor because it's, well, it's a different bike. It's a faired bike. This is a 100% naked bike. Lovely sounds. I wonder if my mic can pick this up. Okay. So the dash is way down here. I have to look down to actually look at the dash. It's kind of like the MT-09, which means this thing here is useless, basically. So, fuel's on. I'm still flipping. Hello, Mr. Pigeon. I'm still flipping my leg way more than I need. 7 euros, half a fuel tank. So that was 4 liters, and that's half the fuel tank. These foot pegs are pretty high, so I'm in a pretty tight position. So let's see what I have here. Ooh, rear brake strong. I have this average, which I'm going to reset. I have this inside temperature, air temperature, nice. Odometer, trip 1, trip 2, trip F, whatever that is. This might be instant, and I'll leave it at the average fuel consumption. I like the quality of this. Ooh, sounds lovely. Sounds angry. This sounds way angrier than the XJ6. It's got a low, deep, rumbling voice. I'm sure the microphone ain't picking this up, but I will try to do it. I'm going to start blipping the throttle like an idiot here at this, so you can actually hear it. Here, try to hear this. See? Sounds lovely, and it vibrates. Can feel it going burp, 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 under your under your ass. Look, sounds awesome. It's a bit exciting. I haven't yet done anything with it. I haven't. Ooh, it goes! It really goes! Whoa! Okay, so on paper this has 75 horsepower and the same amount of torque-ish as the NC700. But I can pretty damn assure you that that acceleration was more than my NC700. That was really good. I don't think I was at full throttle even, but I did feel the front end going light, so this is probably quite a wheelie machine. Lovely, lovely, lovely sound. You put performance exhaust on this one, an aftermarket exhaust, and it will sound absolutely fantastic. So, what a better place to do a walk around than here, huh? Let's just... It's so light! Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing about this. It only weighs 180 kilograms fully laden, or 160 something empty. I'm just taking a while because I'm trying to figure out how am I going to park this, since this is quite an incline and I do not want to drop a bike that's not mine. Okay, so here we are. This gets... So, let's do the walk arounds. That's the logo from the dealership. Smart positioning there, huh? Okay, so, front to back. First thing you notice as soon as you look at this bike, the tire. This tire, major props to Yamaha. Do you recognize this pattern? This is a very distinctive pattern because these are Michelin Pallet Road 3s. This is an awesome and very expensive tire. The set probably costs more than 300 euros, just the tires alone. So that's awesome. It's a great wet weather tire too. Then you have dual wavy disc brakes, which explains why I felt the brakes being so hard and so strong. Awesome. This has a tiny little texture, as is usual with Yamaha. Even the details are details. Look, this is a mudguard, and yet it's got a little texture to it, and it's worked and awesome. You have these protectors as stock. I love this detail, which the NC doesn't have and really does need. You see the radiator, and then there's this little thing to protect the radiator in case you drop it, so you don't crack the radiator immediately. You'll crack that piece. Another cool detail is that the frame only goes like this, because this part of the frame is actually the engine. See? The engine is bolted here and here. It's a 2-cylinder 700cc engine, which develops, as I said, 75 horsepower and the same torque as the NC, which is 67 Newton meters. The NC does 69, but it's close enough. The exhaust is positioned in a really cool position, as I've shown. And then you've got this lovely swing arm, which is just like the MT-09s, which is pretty cool. Thing is, paddock stand on this might be a challenge, but it is a beautiful swing arm. Rear wavy disc, dual ABS, I think. Haven't tried it, have to try, but I think this has dual ABS. Same system as on all the other Yamahas. You remove these 4 bolts, you remove this part, and then you put this here to give it a cleaner look. Easy. This is one fat chain. This tire is fatter. Yeah, this tire is way fatter. This is a... Oh, this is a 180 rear tire. Awesome. Another cool detail I noticed. If you want to remove the pillion pegs, remove these 2 screws. No more pillion foot pegs. Just that simple. 2 screws, remove it, done. And the rest of the bike is regular. The brake lever is adjustable. I'm not really sure if I can do this with my hands. Like this, I can. This one isn't. Push to pass, which flashes your brights. The regular controls. This is still a very vulnerable area, but you can see the 4 bolts for a screen, which I'm sure it has. So this will be another insect graveyard, and the keys exposed to everything, which I think that's not a good idea. But that's just me. Also, this is too low. I would rather have it here, so I can actually read it while I'm riding. But hey, it's got to do with the whole look of it. It looks like a bit of a hunchback, doesn't it? Looks like someone took the optic and instead of it being here, which is the more usual place, just banged it and it went down. The indicators are also really nice. It's a really cool looking bike, isn't it? Oh, no passenger hand guards, only this crappy thing which is useless, but well. Oh, the last detail before I start riding again. I love this. It has an inbuilt tank pad. How cool is that? Huh? No need to spend money on a tank pad, and it looks great. And I'm sure if you remove this bolt, you remove this and you can probably put something else here, or at least remove it to put a sticker on it if you don't like this black section. The seat is like the MT-09, triangular, but this one seems to be better, less extreme. I felt normal. But if you look, I'm going to sit here. Look how high the foot pegs are in relation to the seat. Because I was sitting like with my legs pretty bent, which was a bit unusual, but not uncomfortable though. So far this ticks all the right boxes, and it seems to be agile. But let's take it somewhere. And it's this sound is lovely. So since this is an urban machine, I'm going to take it urbaning. So now finally let's see what's what. Ooh, there's a lot of torque. Oh, I'm going to do a little test on the torque. So, the engine, about the engine. Reading the specs, I got the feeling this would be an engine quite similar to the NC700s. Just bear with me. Just listen to this. It has the same cc's-ish, around 700, 600 and quite a lot. It has the same torque, and it has around the same power. Except, yes, I know, the NC only has 50, this has 75. But the NC also has a lot less revs, so it's normal to have less power, because it has less revs to develop that power through, and the more revs, the more power you get, the more horsepower you get for the same torque-ish, something like that. So this would be, let's say it's the same engine, let's say this is like the NC700's engine, but with no rev limiter. On paper. So let's see if that works like that. And the test I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in a high gear, lower the revs, and see how it reacts, because I know very well how my NC reacts. And remember, I am comparing this one to the NC because this is the competitor to the NC700. This is Yamaha saying, no more selling all the bikes in the market, it's my turn. And I'm really excited about this bike, because this can break everything. By the way, what the hell has happened to Suzuki and Kawasaki? Are they sleeping on the job? So, 2k RPM, let's go, full. Bit less, whoa! A bit less power, a bit less, way less power and acceleration at 2000 RPM. But come 3.5 and it completely changes. So while the NC is the queen of 2000 RPM torque, it doesn't really matter, because this, just give it a little more RPMs and it's completely different. And it's easy to ride too. Really easy, look. Ah, I get it. With your ass fully backwards, it feels really weird, but if you move just slightly backwards, you're no longer seated on top of the handlebars, so it feels much better. And it's really thin. Look where I'm sticking myself. I think I scared that Jaguar off. He's looking at me. He was looking at me like, what? Did you touch my car? No, I didn't. Whoa, what an engine! Yeah, this is very MT-09-ish. Very MT-09-ish. This is also a hooligan machine. And while it's tame, below 4,000 RPM, and you can ride it easily, you roll on the throttle and you'll... Wow! Well done, Yamaha! This is quite an exciting engine. Okay, seriously, this completely blows the NC700S out of the water. Completely. Engine-wise, not a chance. Of course, it's going to be a bit more thirsty, but the first fuel-y consumption I have seen, okay, it's only 3 bikes, it's still not representative, but the fuel-y consumption I have seen was around 4.1 and 4.6. I'm doing 6.5 now, but that's because I am pushing it and it's still on the braking in phase and I'm not yet used to the gear, so it should drop dramatically after the first 1,000 kilometers or so. So yeah, if you only care about fuel consumption, maybe the yes, but I'll speak more on that later after I get to know this beast a little bit better. Whoopsie daisy. It's a bit less stable than the NC, but that's normal because of the ultra low center of gravity. Still, go. Still, it's very easy to maneuver. I lifted the wheel a bit. Wow! No, this one does not have ABS, and the rear tire, the rear is really strong. The rear brake, really strong, and really easy to dosage though. I didn't have to stomp on it. I just pressed, and I was pressing exactly what I wanted. My bike, the NC700, has a very spongy foot pedal. The XJ6, I also had some issues determining how much strength I was putting on the pedal. The MT-09, I also had some issues on how much braking power I was using on the rear. Not on this one though. This one was pretty easy. But no ABS makes me very nervous about hard braking. That's the disadvantage of ABS. You tend to rely on it too much and then you're scared of actually fully braking and locking and crashing on a regular brake. Then again, I might not, because these tires are good. Wow. And it's really light, look. Yeah, this is the less insane version of the MT-09. It's like the slightly more civilized brother. It's still insane, but not quite as much. And it sounds angry. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Good. And I've only been on this for 15 minutes and I'm already enjoying myself. Oh, wow. Oh, I am trying desperately not to wheelie because, as I've said the other time, I don't know how to land. Oh, and I have managed to wheelie my NC700 a whole foot, like from here to here. That's all I could do on my NC700. But I don't know how to. I'm nervous of crashing this bike because, as I've said several times before, I cannot afford the repairs. So I'm trying to avoid, but it's being really hard. I've already lifted the front slightly by accident, and the temptation is too much because this feels so easy. I can almost lift it by myself. It's so light. I'll just go through here. Yeah. Look how cool this is in the city. Oh, hey Volvo, could you please step slightly to the right? Thank you. You know what all this torque does? Gives you fantastic drivability. Oh, the other competitor to this is the CBF 500S, the naked version of this CB 500 series. That particular bike is still cheaper than this one though. It is 5.5k euros and this one 6.1, the ABS versions of both. However, this is obviously a lot bigger engine, but this is not an A2 engine. But you can buy this one limited for the A2 license. In this particular case, CB500s or this one, well, for fun, this one, most definitely. For economy, it's a bit indifferent. They're going to be doing very close for it not to actually matter. Which one would I advise? Maybe this one. This one, you'll never get tired of it. I really seriously doubt someone would get tired of this. Then again, the seat seems to be a bit stiff. Not hurting my bum, but it is. I'm feeling it to be a bit stiff. The rear brakes are really fierce. Look, I'm going to slide the rear. Yeah, this is seriously hooligan territory. Let's slide the rear. Easy peasy. Where are you going? Gearbox is also really nice, really smooth and precise. And it likes to get the gears in without using the clutch. Notice that in the first few gears, because it just goes instantly. And as soon as you release the throttle slightly, it just snaps seamlessly and really smoothly in. This is nice engine, nice. And I haven't yet pushed it more than like 5k or something, because I think this has a lot more to give.